Hello, my friends at SCF. It's Dave Sherman again. Remember me? I spoke to you a couple of weeks ago about, networking and sales and all sorts of stuff like that. Just want to let you know my dedication to you and your success. It is right now approximately about 8 o'clock on Sunday night, February 21st. I need you to understand today is my 50th birthday. 50. Some of you are going, wow, he doesn't look that old. I know, thank you very much for that. As a matter of fact, I actually just came home from spending a wonderful weekend at Rocky Point, and some of you are looking at me going, if you went to Rocky Point and you looked that good, you didn't have any fun in Rocky Point. No, I had a really good time, spent some time with my fiance, and it was really an amazing time down there. But you're saying, Dave, why are you telling us all this? Because one of the things I wanted to be able to do with this video is to have a little follow-up on some of the things that we covered when I spoke to you a couple of weeks ago. First thing, number one, if you remember, one of the things we talked about was you guys have to realize how great of a company you really work for. If, I don't know what day you're going to be seeing this video, but say you're kind of having a rough day and you're sitting there going, oh, well, look at all this, and oh, I'm complaining about this, and I'm upset about that, and blah, 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 all of this. You better stop and say to yourself, I am grateful to be working for a company like this. Because obviously there's never been any layoffs, you've been named a great place to work, your CEO's been named like head poobah of the world, you guys get bonuses, they gave away a bunch of gift cards when I was at the program with you guys a couple of weeks ago. So please understand, you guys work for a great company and you get to avoid all the, the economic nonsense that's kind of outside your building. So really enjoy the time that you have there and working at this company. If you also remember, we talked about something, considering that you folks are starting to fall into much more of a sales process now instead of just a service or an order-taking process. We need to work on more commonality and likability. Because we talked about the idea of getting to know who your customers are. Because a lot of times, you don't know these people. Because if you remember, you said up till 3 years ago, you guys were the only competitor, you guys were the only game in town. So it didn't matter whether they liked you or not. They had to buy your product or service. Now they don't. So with your clients, you need to start developing a level of likability and commonality with your clients. What is likability and commonality again? Where are you from? What did you do for the weekend? Did you see a particular movie? Have you been watching the Olympics? Obviously, if you show this video in about 3 months, that might not be the most perfect example. What's going on with your kids? Are you doing anything for the holidays? Wow, how about that weather? I know we live in Arizona, we don't have any weather, but that's okay. You need to be able to develop this level of likability and commonality with your clients, because that's how they're going to stay with you. Right now, a lot of your customers stay with you because they're SCF. Okay, but there's a lot of competitors out there right now. So now it's not just a matter of them being able to stay with SCF, it's a matter of them staying with you. You're going to develop that by creating more commonality, more likability with the clients that you work with. Next thing we want to talk about, if you remember, we said you are now in a much more of a sales capacity. And I remember asking the question, I said, how many of you consider yourselves salespeople? Like 8 hands went up out of 70 people. Okay, you're all salespeople. Okay, but understand, you don't have to be that hardcore, that aggressive salesperson that we all hate. Okay, all you have to do as a salesperson, is to be a problem solver. Okay, the ultimate goal of what SCF provides. Okay, we talked about this. We talked about what are the words that you can use to help people understand what SCF does. So instead of saying, something very technical in nature, you need to be saying it like I'll understand it. Do you remember this? One of the things that I talked about when I was there about putting together, all the features that you folks offer and then put them into layman's terms on the same sheet of paper. So instead of saying, hi, we do this, say, we're going to help keep your employees safer. We're going to help reduce your workman's compensation expenses. We're gonna make it easier for you to run your business. That's the kind of stuff that I need to be hearing. Don't focus on the features, focus on what the benefit is that you provide your clients. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was just the whole service angle. If you remember, as we said, up to 3 years ago, it didn't matter if you serviced your clients. You were the only game in town. They had to buy your product or service. Now you have got probably a dozen competitors out there, and they are coming after your clients. If you don't serve them, somebody else